Hello everyone. In my previous video about Chaku's and Babu's one day, I was telling you how Chaku initiated a conversation with Babu. Babu was not initially listening to it, and then he started listening. Then he understood the feelings behind Chaku's conversation and how he took it ahead from there. So at the end of the video, I actually asked you a question. What will you do if your kid is going out of control? Because we all know that as we adults have emotions, our kids too have emotions, right? So all the emotions are accepted. However, certain actions needs to be limited. What will you do if your kid is hitting someone or he is being furious? What will you do? So that is something which is actually a $1,000,000 question, and we need to be very carefully handle that situation. So before I get into it, let me tell you another scenario which I have been through in the very recent time. So around 2 weeks back, I was attending a wedding wherein one of my friend was also there, Arti, and we both sat together and we were getting into a conversation. We spoke a lot of things, from which one was certainly the mother's talk, wherein two mothers come together. We always have a lot to talk about our kids. So she was telling that she is really irritated, frustrated, and she is annoyed because of her kid's behavior, who was a 10-year-old kid. And I asked her, okay, what happened, or why is that you are so ferocious towards him? So she was telling that he never listens to me. He keeps his books somewhere, he keeps his umbrella somewhere, shoes somewhere. When I ask him to do something, he don't want to do it at that particular time. He is always adamant on getting something. If he wants something, he will be quiet only after he get it. So that kind of behavior he is growing in himself. So I asked her, what is your take in this? What did you do, or what are you doing to make sure that he doesn't do that? So her reply was, which was shocking to me actually, her reply was, I spoke to him initially, but now when I understood that speaking is not doing any favor, I started hitting him. And when I started hitting him, he is listening to me. That was her reply. And I was like, okay, so do you really think that is the right way to do, Aarti? Because hitting is never a solution. That can give you a temporary solution. However, that's not a solution at all. But her reply was, my parents, my grandparents, all of them did the same thing. And today, see, where am I? So I want my kid to be the same way. I want my kid to be obedient. I want my kid to listen to whatever I say. That was her reply. And obviously, because of time constraints, I didn't get into a conversation with her in detail, because I know if I speak about it, it will take a lot of time. So what I told her is, just wait for my next video, watch it and understand how you should come up with an alternative for the same. Now, I have a question for you. I really respect all the parents and grandparents who have raised us, kids of our age or little elder to us or a little younger to us. I respect all of them because of their parenting styles, and because of their blessings we are here today. But I have a question for the parents right now, like who have kids who is less than 10-year-old or 15 years old. I have a question for you all. Do you think it is the same parenting style that we should adapt that our parents have done? Why this question is because when we were kids, we didn't have this kind of exposure that our kids have today. Just look at the toys that they have. Have we, for me, if I say my kid is just 5 years and I haven't seen the kind of toys that he is using today in my childhood. All of this I am getting exposed right now. And I am sure at least 90 to 95% of the parents out there will certainly have the same thoughts. This is one thing. And the second thing is, when we were kids, our grandparents or parents, if they say something no, they will definitely make sure that we don't get it. If it is a no, that means it is a no. That's all. But today, is it the same thing? Because in our house, we have one kid or maximum two kids. When kids cry for something, and if we say that it is no for the kid, certainly I have seen this in several places. The grandparents will interfere and they will tell, he is a kid or she is a kid, give it. Or they will do it. This I have seen by myself as well. So the kind of parenting that our parents did for us is not the same as what they do for our kids. understand that difference. So the kind of parenting that they did to us, we cannot do the same parenting to them. Because this is the same scenario. I'll tell you again, the kind of parenting that our parents did to us is not as the same that they do to our kids. That is a grandkid and a grandparent relationship wherein you can see tremendous change. Is it the same way your parents used to behave with you when you were a kid? So when this change is there, we should interfere and we have to make sure that the kind of parenting that we got shouldn't be the same thing that we should do it to our kids. So how we are supposed to do that? It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of patience to understand the kid, and only then you will be able to do that. So in that, initially I told you, in my previous video I told you, understand your kid's emotions, understand what your kid needs to talk. Okay. Now, let me tell you that punishment is never an option. Punishment is an alternative solution which will give you a short-term result. That's it. It is not good for long-term. Why? Because you hit a kid today, he or she will cry. You hit a kid tomorrow, again, he or she will cry for some more time. You do this continuously for some time, your kid will understand, okay, what my parent is gonna do, he or she is gonna hit me. That's it. So if even 1% your kid think that way, his or her mindset goes that way, your kid is out of your reach. So what we are supposed to do is we should actually stop that scenario before it occurs. Why? Because punishment, as I told you, is not a solution at all. So now let me tell you what is the solution. First thing is, express your feelings very, very clearly. So express your feelings in the sense, if your kid is doing something wrong, tell your kid that I am furious that you did this. For example, if your kid is keeping his books somewhere, or if your kid is breaking the toys, or if your kid is not listening to you, you should tell your kid that I am furious that you broke your toy. I am furious that you are not keeping your books proper. I am furious that you are not listening to me. Express that. So when you express your feeling, your kid will understand that, okay, my mama or my father is really, really angry on what I have done. Second thing, state your expectation. Because at times, you know what happens when your kid breaks a toy, you will be like, and then you will bang your kid, right? That is what happens. Why does it happen? Because your kid broke it. It could be by accident or purposely. Maybe your kid has thrown it with anger. Why? Because if your kid is doing all these things, understand that your kid have learned this from you only. If your kid is throwing the toy in anger, that means you have thrown something in front of him or her in anger, and your kid has learned it from you. It's a bitter truth. You cannot deny on this. Your kid is a learner by observer. Your kid learns by observing you and the people around you. He or she will not do it unless he or she has seen this. So make sure first you control your behavior, and second, state your expectations clearly. You tell that I expect you not to throw your things. I expect you to keep your room clean. I expect you to keep your room in a tidy manner. So state your expectations clearly to the kid. Third one is offer a choice. So you have already expressed your feelings, you have stated your expectation, and then what you will do is you will always offer a choice to your kid. So you will tell that if you cry, for example, let's talk about this toy thing. Your kid threw it and it's broke. So you can tell that if you keep doing this, whatever the remaining toys you have, I am gonna take it and I will keep it with myself, and you will never get it back. The choice is yours. So you are making a very strong and a very strict statement there, a concrete statement there. You're telling your kid that if you continue doing this, I'm going to take it and I'm going to keep it with myself and you will never get it. So that way you're giving your kid a moment to think, okay, so if I do this, certainly I may not get it back, so why don't I make sure that I do these things properly? Got it? Fourth one is take action. That is, you should take action. If your kid is not doing something, then you should do what you told. For example, as I told you, if your kid still continues to break the toys, you should take it and you should keep it with you. That is the best thing that you can do. Okay. Next one is show the child how to make amends. For example, as I was telling you that you stated your expectation, you expressed your emotion, you stated your expectation, you offer him a choice and you took an action. So with all this, there is another thing which you should be very important and we should understand is show your kid how to make amendments. That is, if the room is untidy, there could be two reasons behind it. One, your room is untidy, or you have kept the rest of the house untidy, looking at which your kid has learned it. Second, you never told your kid the importance of keeping his or her room and things tidy. Third, your kid has never seen you cleaning the room and keeping it tidy. So you should teach your kids to do amendments. So how will you do that? First thing, you keep your room clean. Second thing, you keep the house clean. Third, when you are making cleaning, you let your kid see that and let your kid understand how much effort you are taking to clean your room. By doing this, what will happen is the kid will understand how he or she should keep his or her things or room clean. Along with that, what you can do is whenever you are doing some cleaning works, you can ask your kid to come and support you. By doing that, the kid will understand, okay, this is the kind of effort that I should take and I should not mess up with the room. I should always keep it neat and clean. Got it? And the last one is problem solving. For some kids, it becomes very difficult that if we tell the same thing 100 times, the kid will still go back to the previous place. Why? Because there might be some emotional challenges through which the kid is going through. So emotional challenges in a way that he might be having some issues in his mind which he don't want to open up. Why? Because of your punishing behavior. He or she will think that if I tell this to my mom or my father, he's gonna bang me. So I don't want to tell this. So don't do that. Always make sure that you sit with the kid, talk to the kid, tell that, okay, son, this is what I expect from your daughter, this is what I expect from you. Why is it that you're not doing it? So let me know if you have any challenges, if you have any issues, you talk to me so that I can understand the challenges and we can work together in that. That way, you are actually giving your kid an opportunity to make sure that he or she is along with you in the growing purpose, in the growing process. Okay, so you have to do all these things. So again, I told you these steps here, that is express your feelings, state your expectations, offer a choice, take action, then show your child how to make amends and problem solving. I told you 6 steps here. Now you should understand that it is a step-by-step process. Different scenario, you will require different approaches. And again, when you are doing this, you as parent should be calm. You as parent have to make sure that you have that patience to bring these changes in yourself. Unless you are ready to bring these changes in yourself, you will not see the changes in your kids. And again, when I tell you that you should implement all these things, let me tell you one more thing, that this is not Aladdin's lamp which you rub, a jinn comes out and make the changes in one day. It will take time. It will take time, it will take effort, it will take your patience. You have to be in a very you have to be in a very open mindset, a positive attitude, and you have to implement these changes step by step, and only then you will see the change in the kid. Okay, so now let me tell you, these two videos I have taken it, or I personally have implemented these things which I'm telling you here, and this is a learning which is from the book How to Talk So the Kid Will Listen and How to Listen So the Kids Will Talk, written by Adele, Faber and Elaine Mazlish. It's a book on parenting which is an amazing book, and all the learnings in this book are so great that I can personally tell that I have implemented this and I have seen the changes as well. Certainly the changes was not in one day or 2 days. It definitely will take time. So if you are ready to make that positive change in your kids, and if you are ready to make sure that you are going to nurture a cooperative kid. Why cooperative kid? And again, let me tell you one more thing there. There is a lot of difference between obedient kid and cooperative kid. Obedient kid is someone who will just listen to whatever you say. Those kind of kids will be obedient, who over a period of time may not have their own thought process. They always will depend on someone to get the solutions. Why? Because they are always learned to be obedient. But today's day and age, what we need is not an obedient kid. We need to nurture cooperative kid. Cooperative kid who is ready to do whatever you say, but with full willingness, not because of force, not because of fear of getting hit or thrashed by the parents. It is only because they actually want to do this. So if you are ready to raise a cooperative kid, I would highly recommend you should follow all these tips which is mentioned in the book. And going forward, certainly there are certain other learnings also we have from this book. Going forward, I will put that also, so that you can continually learn and continually implement and continually see the growth and changes in your kid. But right now, I would request you all to make these changes or implement these changes in your parenting style and see the difference. And definitely do let me know the difference that you have seen in your kid in the comment box. Thank you for listening.